Hey folks, I'm Alex Story with Skill Mammoth Digital, and today is day 21 of me building Skill Mammoth in public. To quickly summarize what this series is, it's really just a self-journal really for me to be accountable and make sure that I'm tracking these numbers every single day. And hopefully in a year or two, I can look back and be like, only 40K a month, right? And, I can grow my company this way. But it's also, if you're watching, it's a place where you can potentially learn from my mistakes. You can share any tips and tricks that you have for me. Also keep yourself accountable if you're building your business. So today's theme is obviously, it's a July retrospective because it's the end of the month. And then I also want to talk about, where do I take the agency? So at the end, there's going to be a pretty lengthy section where I kind of talk about, particular paths that I could take Skill Mammoth down. And I'd love to know your thoughts and tips on where you think I should go, because I can either go up market within my niche, go up market in a different niche, or just double down on kind of this, low ticket website as a service side and just go volume, right? Get like 1,000 clients on something that takes like zero effort to fulfill. So anyway, let me just jump into it. So, all right. Every single day I ask these 4 questions. How much money did I make? What am I doing to get more of it? What am I doing to keep it? What am I doing to fix inside? The answer to the first question is in July, I made $41,640. This is a lagging indicator, meaning that it really only shows the work I did over the last few months. It says nothing about today and the future. To give you some numbers that don't have a slide, I have a predicted revenue in my pipeline right now, just based on past close rates. I should make $11,000 in new revenue in August, and at my current MRR, which is $12,500, I should make a little bit over $23,000 in August. So that's what I'm predicting for August. If I make less than 23K, then I'm a failure, right? But hopefully I make a lot more. I'd love to get 40K again. So that's part of the strategy is like, if I go up market, maybe I lose more deals, but I get higher amount. Anyway, let's jump into this. So on the sales motion, what am I doing to make more money? Today, I sent 512 cold emails, 3 positives, no meetings booked for my cold email campaign. So I do have a campaign that I'm working with a guy on that did book a meeting, but I'll talk about that in a moment. So calls, I have to get over calls on positive replies because I call people and I just get nervous. And I did call one guy today, and I'm supposed to call every single one of them just to maximize the chance of them booking a meeting. But he's like, oh yeah, I only said yes to mess with you, right? And I'm like, what the heck? So it kind of demoralized me. And I just got to get over that and just call people anyway, because each person's different. They don't know that I just got rejected on the last call. So I just got to get over that. But yeah, what am I doing to make the engine better, right? This is a pretty okay campaign. We're at like 1.48% reply rate, 26% positive reply rate, but only a 9% book rate. But still, the replies are where I want them to be. Positives are where I want them to be. Obviously, I'd like them to be higher. So what am I doing to make it better? I added more fuel. So I got 18K new leads. I got to verify them next. And then also, I have a feeling that a decent amount of them are going to be Microsoft accounts. So, which I'm not having any success with right now. So even though it's 18K, it'll probably come down to like maybe 9K or less of actual usable Google inboxes or leads. But yeah, my Microsoft testing is dead. Not a single reply all week from Microsoft accounts. So I think I'm going to take the 5 inboxes that I have on that kind of test campaign with Microsoft and just put them back into my main campaign of Google inboxes, just because I know it's not going to end up in spam. I did buy 12 SMTP inboxes that are just warming up. They've got like a week and a half left before I can start sending them to the Microsoft leads, because I don't want to just waste those leads. So hopefully I can get to them some way. And then I want to talk about this. I partner with the lead gen guy, and it's commission only, which is great for me. But he got a positive reply on this, and then I booked it. I booked the meeting, and I got the call with this guy on Monday, the customer, and hopefully they buy. So yeah, what am I doing to keep my business, right, and keep the clients that I have? I got 2 out of the 9 tasks I need to get done. I need to get all 9 of them done. Tomorrow, my wife and daughter and aunties are going on a trip, so I think I'm just going to work from home and just get this done on the weekend, just so I can just lock in, no distractions. And lastly, let's talk about the strategy. So I'll kind of give you kind of the 10,000 foot view, and then we'll just jump into the weeds. I'll show my Miro, but basically, I'll give you some context before I jump into the 3 paths. Let me just talk about like what Skill Mammoth does and who we are. So Skill Mammoth, right? We've got 24 active clients right now. We got a small team, me, Sadie, and Kayla. The work is like 80% me, and then 20% the other parts of the team. It just spaces that I can delegate right now. Love to figure out a way to do more of that while still getting our margins the way that I want them to be. But the way that we price currently is we do it's websites, right? So we do websites, SEO, digital marketing for mostly folks in the trades and home services businesses, though we have like a smattering of folks in other businesses that might impact how we scale because, those industries we have case studies in tend to have, whatever. Anyway, so the way we sell in a area, right, websites, which is currently being swallowed by AI because anyone can in an evening create a website in Claude Code, is we really just bundle our websites with a whole bunch of automation. Think like speed to lead automations, think, content generation automations, review generation automations, lead magnet automations, sales funnels automations, email marketing automations, right? These things are built into the websites. We call them smart websites because they don't just sit there, they actually do work for my clients, right? So that's how we kind of sell them in 2026 is, even when people could vibe code it themselves. The next way that we do it, it's a service as well. So we in our middle tier and up, we actually bring traffic to the website because you can't vibe code leads, right? And so we bring leads to the website using organic traffic and ads. So our essential plan, really, we don't actually, this is more about keeping the lights on and making sure if the leads come to the website, we're good to go. Now the client it does come with an instant blog generator, so they can build their own blogs and content to get them, ranking on Google and whatnot. And we guide them on like what to do, but we just don't do it for them. It comes with 2 edit requests a month. They just tell us like, hey, can you fix this, change this, update this? We have a new promotion on X, and we'll just put it on the website. And it does come with a quarterly strategy session with us. And that's mostly, honestly a chance for me to upsell and get them to other plans. Now, this is where the actual real work happens, right? Growth and authority, growth, local SEO. We do the actual blogging for them. We help them with the review campaign so they get more reviews. For local service businesses, reviews are like 90% of what gets them more leads. And then, of course, authorities where we do like blogger outreach, off-page SEO, et cetera, right? So that's kind of like our bag. We sell other stuff too, right? Ad management and then AI and automation, just because that's my background. But these are not our core. I would say mostly our clients are in that website's SEO and AI search. So that, kind of like the lay of the land. So this is going to help you kind of, maybe think about where we should go. So there are 3 paths forward, really, on where I could potentially take my company. And let me kind of walk you through it. So let me get back to the slide. So, right, I can go premium, right? So I can go premium. There are people who focus on my particular niche, which is folks in the trades, that charge quite a bit of money. Hook Agency is probably the biggest example of this. They're massive. They got 40K subscribers on YouTube. And they're just doing great. Tim is the owner. He went to he's in one of those Alex Hormozy videos where somebody from the audience asks a question on how to scale and stuff. I admire him. I'd love to be Hook someday, but I can't compete with Hook just because they are at their price point, right? Just because, or at least maybe that could be a limiting belief, but they're massive. They got 50 employees. They own their own roofing company, which is a genius marketing move. So they have a roofing company that they built themselves, and they use that as an example. Say, hey, look what we did for our roofing company. We can do it for yours. And it's only been out for 3 months, and it's just crushing it right now. But anyway, that's the Hook model. If I can price even anywhere close to where they're pricing at, that does make it where I have to manage fewer clients. I get higher margin per client. The only challenge with them is I do need more proof and longer sales cycles. And of course, I'm competing with folks that aren't trash, right? At my current price point, people that are at my price point are trash. They just don't produce good websites that do anything for their clients. The other option is I go volume, which is there's another big, person in this space, which is I want to say his name's Kyle Stone, but Stone Systems IO is the company, and they got famous for doing these like website as a service where it's like $297 a month. There's no build fee. They're super templated. I'm pretty sure they use Go High Level, so it's nothing to write home about. These are crappy websites, but they're websites, and they're probably better than something that the owner could build by themselves. They've got over 1,000 clients, and their whole thing is there's no fulfillment really after the website's live. So that could be a model I go with as well. Just like, high margin, low ticket, low fulfillment. The other option I have is, because I have these other clients in clientele that just don't fit my current ICP. Like, I've got a medical clinic with 4 locations, right? I have a IT company. I have a manufacturing company. I have law firms that aren't current clients, but I have case studies from things that we've built with them. I've got like systems engineering clients. I've got another staffing agency, or I didn't mention this. I have a staffing agency as a client, and I've got one that I worked with in the past and I have case studies with. So there's these pro services area that might, they might have a higher budget and might be accustomed to paying thousands of dollars a month for leads. So I could go that market as well. So I could just pivot my niche, but I have much, much, much more proof in the home services and trade space. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm asking. I just love to know like your tips and tricks on where you would go in this space. But anyway, yeah, that's me. And if you have any questions, let me know. See you tomorrow. And hopefully in August, we crush it. Bye for now.